Alright folks, welcome back for video 2. This is going to be the beam shots for the S200C2vn, so Vin's version of the EagleTac S200C2. Now I have the XML2 Premium D-Dome Tint Cool. So if you have an XBG2 D-Domed, it is definitely going to throw farther. But I wanted more lumen, more light with mine, so I went with the XML2 Premium D-Dome Tint Cool. Now I will say, when you're looking at the beam, it's going to look a little bit yellowish. It is not. It is absolute beautiful beam. Maybe 6,000K or so. Very, very nice for my liking. Now we are going to compare it to some other flashlights. So the one on the right is the Sky Lumen, it's Vin's first light. Now it is going to throw farther. It has a bigger head, no surprise there. Next to it is a Light DBS V3. Now this light's a couple years old, but it was a great thrower for its time. And I have a module in there, or a pill from Nailbender, and it's pushing about 800 lumens at the emitter, and it is not de-domed. They were not de-doming LEDs back then. The light next to that is the S200C2vn, a little bit smaller head. That is de-domed by Vin, but he did not boost the power, so it's maybe pushing also about 800 lumens or so. So S200C2vn de-domed, and the Light DBS V3 is not de-domed, both probably about 800 lumens or so. And then the S200C2 is the main one we're looking at. So the bottom is going to be, that silver light is a Terralux 300. I think we forget sometimes how powerful and bright and how the performance on these lights, they're just amazing. So I wanted to get a light that a lot of people think is bright by today's standards, which really, with the new quality lights coming out, is just absolutely amazing. So let's get started. First, the Terralux 300. And so this is my backyard, by the way, and that fence is 70 feet away. This is the Terralux 300, so that is about 250 lumens. Again, for some people, that's bright. Now, the light we're reviewing, the S200C2vn. Ba-dow! Tons of light, great throw, great beam profile. Absolutely love this light. Now this is a tactical light. There's only 3 levels of light, which they worked great for me when I used to carry this. Again, this is the light that I would carry when I was going building to building or property to property checking them out. I could put it in a holster, very small, very compact, very easy to use. It just really worked great for me. So this is high, medium, and low. Again, low, medium, and high. Now let's look at the beam profile a little bit more. So we'll go down to here, the pool. Really a beautiful, beautiful beam. Single emitter, it's going to be better than multi-emitters almost every single time. But this one just has an almost perfect beam to me. You can see the hot spot, very nicely defined, very nice. And then there's a real large corona around that. Now that corona also throws relatively far. So at, say, 200 feet, 300 feet, I am still lighting up a nice size area, but then that spot goes even further if I want to go further out. Nice spill also, so you don't have the tunnel vision. Just a really beautiful beam. Love the beam, love the light. Now let's compare it to some other lights. First off, let's go with the Sky Lumens 1. It is going to, of course, throw farther because it has a bigger head. So that's the Sky Lumen 1 and the S200C2vn. Sky Lumen, S200. Now the light, which again is very much the same size, same reflector size, and you know, it was a performer back in its day, but it does not have a de-domed LED. So you can see it's going to be a much wider hotspot. So that's the Light DBS and the S200C2vn. DBS, S200. Alright, the last light we'll compare it to is the SRT7. Again, it is D-domed, but it is not boosted, so maybe about 800 lumens or so. SRT7, S200, SRT7, S200C2vn. Alright, so we're going to move. You'll give us a few seconds to move. We're going to do some more distant shots. And while we're doing that, I just want to say thank you to my lovely and wonderful wife, who is generously videotaping for us. I was trying to do it myself, or I was trying to use a tripod, and it really just wasn't working so well for what I'm doing, because I want to have both hands free. So, to my wife, thank you very much, baby. Alright, so now we're going to use the DBS for starters, and what she's going to do is she's going to zoom in a little bit to about 6x with the camera, and what we're going to look at is a AC unit on top of the house, and it is 255 feet away, and from there we're going to go to palm trees at the end of the block, which are 600 feet away. So, is it working?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Sky Lumen 1, which again is going to throw further, of course. Nice tight beam, lights that up nicely. And the S200C2vn also lights it up just great. 255 feet away. Sky Lumen 1, S200C2. Move over 600 feet is where those palm trees are from where I'm at. So 200 yards. And the Sky Lumen lights those up quite nicely. It's not going to show up as well in video, but it really does light them up very well. S200C2, and it does the same thing. It is amazing. It's not going to throw as far again, but it lights those trees up very nicely. Now again, we're in the middle of a city, so there's a lot of ambient light here. So the fact that this tiny little light throws that much light that far is just absolutely amazing. So let's compare it back to the DBS. DBS V3, that is 255 feet. S200C2, huge difference in performance. Absolutely amazing. Now we'll go 600 feet. Now the DBS barely reaches that far. S200C2, yeah, no problem. Lights them up. Huge difference. SRT7, 255 feet. Lights the house up nicely. S200C2, oh yeah, even more. Go to 600 feet. The SRT7 does hit the trees better than the DBS, much better, which isn't too surprising. It's a newer light, and it also is D-domed. But compare that to the S200, and yeah, S200 blows it away. And again, we're looking at the same size light pretty much. So absolutely amazing throw on this little light. So as I said in video 1, I absolutely love this light for what it does. It does so well. So that is the S200C2vn, Vin's version of the EagleTac S200C2. I hope these beam shots help you to make an informed decision, and thank you very much for watching. Bye.